It's Sweet Treats. Do you believe in milk and cookies? Because this holiday launch will take your makeup bag from... I told him I'm not going down to the zoo. How many babies can an ostrich have, and why do we have to report on it? And is this thing even on? Is this supposed to make me feel important? What, there's only one clamp? I have 2 nipples here, Greg. Hi, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us here at TCTV News at Noon. That's right, News at Noon. We're signing off and handing you over to the capable hands of our nighttime news team. Good night and good luck, and remember, you don't have bad skin. You're in bad lighting. Are we done? Oh my God, this thing is killing me. Hi, I'm Trixie Mattel, and this is Nighttime Realness. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for a little late night special, Nighttime Realness. This collection is not safe for work, but it is the required uniform for work. Like, you know, work. This palette is very special because it's not a sequel. It's not a rerun. It's a reboot, kind of. You know, it's the legacy of Daytime Realness. This was our first palette at Trixie Cosmetics. Look at this is mine. It's about 12 and a half years old now. And I'm gonna open it, it's very shocking because I do use it. Sorry, my makeup bag is dirty. Okay, this is who I am. This was our first palette we did, and it was so small and miniature. It was our first time working with a model who wasn't me, I think. It was Deja, who's in this shoot. And our whole idea was, well, people say blue is like a nighttime thing, but what if it's, for some of us, blue eyeshadow in the middle of the day is our real life? So we kind of made it like an 80s daytime TV morning news love letter to women painted up talking about current events. I'm still proud of it. I love it. We didn't do many pieces. We were a very small new company at the time. So this is fun and gorgeous. However, now we have Nighttime Realness, which basically was like, let's do Daytime Realness again, but let's add shades for more of that after hours viewing. This is the box. You know, we love a theme and we love a storyline. So, you know, this first one was sort of like a little cassette that goes into the camera in the studio. And then this is the story as broadcasted to you on your television set. By the way, do you like my blazer? I got this from the 80s at a vintage store. Vintage, thank you. So I'm gonna open it up and you're gonna see some familiar shades here, but you're also gonna see some extensions of an incredible story being unfolded. Whoa. Woo! See that? So if you look at the original, you can see that it's basically the 8 original blue eyeshadows that we made, and then we added 4 shades to really flesh out the types of stories you can tell with this palette. As you can see, compared to our other palettes, this is one of our mini palettes. I love mini. I love anything mini. Anything tiny, anything downsized, I think is so cute. And especially with blue eyeshadow, for most of us, we're not wearing it every single day. I mean, you do not really need, unless you're me or about 10 other people, you don't need a blue eyeshadow palette that's this big. I mean, it's just not reasonable. And this is the Juno palette. So you can see the size of the pans, the size of the palette, it's very different. So let's start swatching. For some of you, this is a walk down memory lane, but some of you, this is a new product. So before I start covering my arm in blue eyeshadow, subscribe to the channel. I'm always here doing this or something just like it. So let's get swatching, baby. All right, so this is YouTube and I'm gonna show you makeup. And so if you're not violently swatching powders across your arm on YouTube, are you even doing makeup? So let's do some swatching down my arm. Now, you might have to like zoom in on the video because my arm is so little and my hands are so petite. So Nighttime Realness, let's open it up. I'm gonna hold it like this as best as I can. And I'm gonna start swatching. Shall we? Shall we? Let's get started, honey. So let's start top left. This is Televangelista. It's a very breathy, white. I'm possibly a religious figure on television telling you if you send me money, your life will be improved. Kind of levitating frost white. It's a foiled white, perhaps. I mean, it really is icy. I mean, nothing's more 80s than like a white frosty lid. I mean, I love this type of thing. I love it. It makes me think of ballerinas, makes me think of, I don't know, I mean this earnestly, like very crinkly older women's eyelids just frosted to hell. I love that look so much. Isn't that great? I mean, it's kind of essential if you're doing a blue eye and you don't want to get too smoked out, something like this to just open up. Love it. Moving right along, we have Daily Double. This color is obviously inspired by one of the best televised competition shows of all time, Naked and Afraid. No, Jeopardy, of course. This color makes me think of like growing up and sitting next to my grandparents on the couch watching Jeopardy and like screaming at the television. But it's kind of meant to be the color of Jeopardy, which I've been a clue on Jeopardy twice. Take that. whoever. Okay, moving right along. I love this color. I have Weather Girl buffed all the way around. You see how on the edges of my eyeshadow, it just turns a little bit almost like aqua minty, the color of the Miami Dolphins sports. So Weather Girl's really meant to be like, you're young, you just got out of meteorology school, and you're not gonna let being, you know, a full-breasted girl, you know, hold you back in a scientific industry. Pretty, right? These type of colors are so hard to come by. Brands will put out a color like this like once a year for like, you know, spring, and then you won't see it again for like 2 years, but I love colors like this. Matte, minty, fresh, floral, aqua, bitch. Very pretty, right? I mean, already you can see that we're 3 swatches in and you're like, oh, this is a palette for people who are embracing the color blue all over their face. Fun fact though, I learned this, I dated a news anchor person for a while, and he told me when you're fresh out of like news anchor school, communications, whatever, they tell you to buy blue clothing because it's universally flattering and it's not green screen. So this color is called Zenith. I grew up, you know, definitely having a TV from the 70s, and every TV for some reason was this like 80s, 70s, like gray. It's the color of like the belly button lint inside of E.T. It's the color if cigarette ashes went to prom. I mean, this is kind of the color. Because I love a blue shadow, but to be honest, when I was on the grown-up tour, I would bust this palette out because doing a gray blue eye just really works for me. It's easy, it's fast, it goes with everything. Let's keep swatching. I have to say, I don't want to complain about swatch culture, but somewhere along the way, people became obsessed with like, does it scrape onto your arm good? Then it's good. It's like, Second row, I mean, this is when we're really getting nasty, all right? This is called Soap Star. It is pornographic. I'm the villain in a daytime soap opera. I've been slapped. I'm throwing drinks. I stole your man. I mean, this color is really giving like Soap Star doing like roller skating montage or something. It's so sexy and bright and cool. I mean, we are doing figure skating, bitch. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? I love colors like this. Moving right along, this is called Cut the Cameras, because cut the camera, I mean, we do YouTube for a living, and every time we cut, we have to say cut the cameras dead ass. I don't know why, it's just part of who we are. So, you know, that moment when you turn off the YouTube cameras and your eyes haven't adjusted and you're plunged into a slate darkness, that is this color. This is really making me nostalgic. We were really proud of this palette when we put it out, and we still are. It's great to see it like come back bigger and fresher and cooler. Isn't that pretty? And you know, I love black eyeshadow. It's a staple, but there's something about dipping into deep, deep, deep grays, something very elevated about it, you know? It's very pretty. Like this is a type of color, like they'll use it on runway instead of black because in pictures, they don't want people's eyes to be like blacked out. Moving right along, this color is called Static. It's meant to be basically the color of, you know, a television. TVs don't do that anymore. Do people know that TVs, if you had the wrong connection or wrong channel, it just used to be violent, loud, silver snow? And there's something very creepy about it, probably because of Poltergeist. But this is Static. I mean, a silver shadow like this, very New Year's vibes. Very New Year's vibes. Oh God, yes. Isn't that pretty? It's like prom queen energy. It's like a silvery, ethereal, sort of like, you know, early 80s, I'm the mean girl in a movie, you know? Main character energy for sure. Now this color, I'm gonna be honest, it's my favorite in the palette. I have it on all over my eyes and it's called Channel Surfer. This color is dedicated to the fact that, let's say a VHS movie ended, you would just get shown a bright blue screen. And this is the color of that. This is making me feel very proud doing this because we were really onto something even before we really knew. Oh, that's so pretty. Come on, you guys, look at my eyes. Isn't it amazing? Just, whew. And it's the type of color that's not gonna turn too dark, but it's not a pastel. It's like a medium blue shadow, you know? On deeper skin, you use a lid color. If you're really fair, this could be like a creasy color, but honestly, even a garage door of this would be so hot. Now we made it to the bottom row. These are the new colors. Now, originally we were talking about bringing back daytime realness, but I don't know what it was in us that moved us, but sometimes you just have to like put your ears to the tracks of makeup and just like feel what you feel. And I was like, we can do 4 more shades and we can do nighttime realness, which is like, what happens if we take this bright, sexually charged blue eyeshadow palette and we add some really sleazy, sexy dark colors. So this is kind of meant, all right, this is your lovely shift during the day, doing the weather in 1986 in Joliet, Illinois. And then down here, this is what you add to your eyes to go down to the corner pub. Those morning news people, they go to bed by like 4 p.m. because they have to get up at like 2 a.m. So this goes out to you gals, all right? Because if you're somebody who works 3rd shift, my mom worked 3rd shift. In Milwaukee, down the street from my house, there's a bar called Zad's. And there's people in there drinking at like 9 a.m. And I'm like, how? And I'm like, oh, they all work third shift. This row goes out to third shift hoes, okay? So the first color is called Hot Pursuit. Very sexy. Oh my God, when I first started doing makeup when I was like 20, this type of color, these like smoky, sludgy, just saturated, grungy grays were just like my fantasy. I love them so much. Isn't that pretty? It almost has like a violet shift to it. So beautiful and very universal. I mean, honestly, we talk about browns as neutrals. Grays are about as user-friendly as it comes. I mean, when I worked at the makeup counter, people are like, how do I do a smoky eye? I'm like, one gray eyeshadow. You can do your whole makeup with one gray eyeshadow. Next up is called Infomercial, which if you don't know what an infomercial is, maybe you have too many hobbies and too many obligations because you need to become a 2 a.m. hoe like me watching someone clean up dog pee or fake dog pee with like a towel, you know, and like being like, I need that. Some of you have never impulse bought a Precious Moments figurine and it shows. This is called Infomercial. So pretty. A deep, sumptuous denim like this. I love super deep, shimmery denims like this. Isn't that fucking beautiful? So pretty, right? It's blue, but it has kind of a violet shift, but it catches enough light that it's not like we're doing a super smoke. That is so beautiful. So pretty. You know in Devil Wears Prada when they're like, they're so different. That's how I feel about blue eyeshadow in general. We could sit here and talk about blue eyeshadow for 12 hours and I'll be like, so true. It's like I read Amanda Lepore's book called Doll Parts and she talks about her 5 favorite red lipsticks and I bought them all. Bitch, they're the same. But to her, they're different, and I respect that. Okay, up next we have Night Shift. I love the word night shift. There's something very special about it. It makes me think of, I don't know, slutty waitresses wearing like fishnets under their outfit because they know they're going out after the shift at the diner. This artist I loved called Jenny Owen Youngs has an album called Night Shift. There's just something about a mood that changes with a night shift. There's something, when I worked at the mall and sometimes I do like Black Friday and stuff, there's something very weird about working that late in like a restaurant or something. And this color is for you. So this is Night Shift. Ooh. Girl, that is dark, dark blue shimmery eyeshadow. So beautiful. It's like you threw your darkest denim in the wash machine with a jar of glitter. It's fucking cool. That is so cool. It's really, really cool. It's like a, I don't know, like a static blueberry. That's what it looks like. I should describe colors for a living. I do.
You're very good.
I guess I do. Well, it's like when you watch like, you know, if they're selling cardigans on Home Shopping Network, they'll be like, it's not gray. This one's called Pebble. And I'm always like, it is Pebble, bitch. And finally, I love this color. I have it all packed under my lash line, my lash line. This color is called Signing Off. This is, you know, dedicated to that moment where you switch off the cameras, you go home, you microwave some mac and cheese, and you play fetch with your dog in your small backyard. Okay, we talked about this in the first Daytime Realness. When you're doing a blue eyeshadow look, something about introducing black eyeshadow, the eye goes black very quickly. So this is kind of like a way to smoke out a blue eye without going so deep. And it's called Signing Off. It's as deep as you can get to like a gray black without actually being black. Whereas Cut the Cameras has more blue in it. This is more like a true coal. Do you see that? I mean, this is like, if you have Bottle Blonde, which has a true black in it, this is like one step above that. So pretty, right? Or like going out, just using this on like a pencil brush, just draw on the lash line. Laziness. Makeup is about laziness and relying on what you know, okay? And this type of color will live in your collection forever. So this is a lineup. Again, we have the original 8 shades of one of my favorite palettes we've ever done, Daytime Realness, and then Nighttime Realness is adding these extra special after hours colors. By the way, it's vegan and cruelty free. There's also something about blue eyeshadow. If you wear blue eyeshadow, people will go, wow, your makeup is so cool. Even if you don't do anything special, people think blue eyeshadow means cool makeup. Same thing with bright lips. Same thing with bright lips. People are like, wow, your makeup's amazing. You're like, girl, it's a bright lip. All right, so this collection also comes with a lash, which we did not have in the first Daytime Realness. We didn't even do lashes back then. So with relaunching Nighttime Realness, this is our Nighttime Realness lash. It's called Local Celeb. It goes out to, honestly, maybe this is some small town shit, but there was a woman named Lori Minetti in Wisconsin, and she used to do the Powerballs. So her job was to like, Brandon, you know what I'm talking about? She used to pick the Powerballs and hold them up. She was so beautiful. And I actually, this is crazy. I ended up doing a musical theater dinner show at Apple Holler Apple Orchard in Sturtevant, Wisconsin, and ended up being in it with her. Her name was Lori Minetti. She's so glamorous and she was so beautiful. And her job was to just pick the bingo balls and go like this. She did it for like 2 decades. And she told me that they paid for her to get manicures twice a week so that her hands would be perfect. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, I remember I was backstage with her and I said, how have you been doing this so long? And she said, well, I'm just one of those people where I always knew I could make it if I relied on my personality. And then I guess, I don't know, I always thought that was very inspiring. But this is local celebrity. This goes out to your local hot bitches on the local channels, okay? This is a fuller set than what we've done in the past. These are definitely chonkier, fluffier, flirtier going out lashes. So these are $12 because they are fuller, fancier. They will open up even the most snatched closed eye, okay? Pretty, right? If you guys are familiar with our regular lashes, it's a pink box. Look at this limited edition blue box. Oh! Look at it. Does it look like... Oh, it's the wrong guy. Oh, that's very weird. It's very disturbing. Hello. These are beautiful. Just pick them out. Okay, lashes are a big, beautiful blue eyeshadow look without lashes. Are you kidding me? Go home. And finally, our first launch of Daytime Realness. We did some really cool merch. This time around, I think we've topped it. Beautiful crew neck, long sleeve shirt. For the gals, for the guys, for the everyone. And the back has this amazing graphic that I'm obsessed with. New coverage for the night owl.
News coverage.
News coverage for the night owl.
Owls.
News coverage for the night owls. And the dyslexic. Just so cute. I have my t-shirt, my long sleeve shirt, my crew neck, and my hat from this collection, and I wear them all the time. So the shirt is $30 and the sizes will be small through 3X. This just in. When you thought this collection couldn't get any more newsworthy, TCTV is excited to announce that we are also bringing back our TCTV coffee mug, available for 15 doll hairs. I'm Trix Mintel signing off. This is a very exciting collection. You can get the Nighttime Realness palette for $30. That is 12 fully functional, flattering shades for $30 in this very cute TV palette. You can get the local celeb lashes for $12, and you can get the long sleeve shirt for $30. We're on our 4th year as a company, and this really is make me think like, I remember when this came out, time has just flown by, and it's great to see this turn into this. You know, it's kind of like a metaphor for our company, thriving in the wind. The collection is available Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific at TrixieCosmetics.com. And I have to say, we've only been open 4 years. I remember this first palette coming out, so it's just very cool to see this become this, you know, and it's great. This is the daughter. This is the daughter and this is the mom, and I'm the baby. Goodbye.